What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well. In today's video we're going to be talking about how to make P3D look realistic in 2020, and basically this is going to be me showing you the best add-ons to buy for P3D that you kind of need to make it look really good. I'm not going to show you what it's like in the sim. I'm going to do that in a separate video, but what I am going to show you is the websites and where you need to go to get these things, and kind of what they do and why they're good, if you get what I mean. So, without further ado, let's take a look at hi-fi simulations technologies and have a look at ActiveSky, because ActiveSky is one of the applications that I use personally the most, probably. It's whenever I'm live streaming and whenever I'm flying, ActiveSky is on all the time. It basically is a real world weather engine, so it takes what is happening in the real world, puts it into the simulator for you to enjoy. So if you wanted to go and fly into that storm that's just hit the UK and came across the Atlantic, I can't remember the name of it, I think it's called Kira or Kiara, I don't know, Clara maybe, no idea. But if you wanted to go and fly into that in your simulator, then you could. And ActiveSky is basically how it will allow you to do that. So let's have a little look at the website. I bought this for FSX a little while ago, and then obviously moved to P3D, which made me want to go and buy ActiveSky. And ActiveSky is great because of the stuff that it does to your simulator. Obviously, it's a real-world engine, weather engine, but it doesn't just do that. It gives you really nice kind of cloud turbulence, cloud effects, especially when you're flying through the clouds. You don't get any of this like puffy, just sort of popcorn glitching. It's very there's an effect they put on the glare or windshield of the aircraft to actually make it look like you're flying through a cloud and not just popping through some white piece of paper to some extent. But yeah, it is really good, and it does add some. I'm pretty sure it does add some different cloud effects to it as well. There's loads of different things you can do. I will go into further detail about ActiveSky in another video. I'm pretty sure I already done one ages ago, so I might link that down below for you to check out on ActiveSky. But it's really good. I use it all the time, and it is a must-have if you're flying on P3D, and even X-Plane now, because it's available on X-Plane as well. So you've got ActiveSky P4, or whatever it is, ASP4, which is the one I use, and basically it just gives you loads of cool stuff for P3D. It's $49, I think it works out about 28 quid, so it's not too bad. And then you can also get ActiveSky for X-Plane as well, and that's $39, so slightly cheaper. Don't know why it's slightly cheaper, but never mind. You can also get ActiveSky Cloud Art, which basically is just really pretty looking clouds, but we will go on to that further on in the video. Into something else that's basically a better version of that, in my personal opinion. So let's have a look at the next add-on, which is by a company called SimTweaks. If we go back to SimTweaks' homepage, basically it's called P3D Tweak System, and what this does, it basically allows you to do loads of cool like effects and mess with the kind of color config and shader config that P3D has in a really easy to use sort of management application. It's £14.99, so it's not really a hit to the budget, but you know, it's just easy, it's user friendly. You can do whatever you kind of want with it in terms of like changing the color schemes, making colors look brighter, getting nice fog cloud effects, making things look a bit more hazy, kind of adding more realism to it, and it's really good. Completely customizable, as it says. If we go up, I think we can learn more. There's a thing where you can go to, but I can't remember. It's disappeared to. Screenshots, there we go. So you can do loads of cool things, like whether this wants to load up, but for some reason it's not loading up. But look at this. Let's open that in a new tab and have a look at that. You know, like sunshine effects and stuff like that, and it just looks really cool. It's the sort of stuff that you can't do naturally with P3D, but PTA allows you to do that. This is kind of what you're looking at in terms of what PTA can do for you. So if we open the image in a new tab, there we go. Look, so you can see that is the default. The rally scattering effects. So you've got all the different effects and stuff down here which you can do, and you can change all of that with the effect power and all the different parameters. But that's the default, and that's what it is with the effect on with some tweaks. So you can see the difference straight away. It looks really nice, kind of a bit more hazy, but and then you just load it straight into your sim. So it's pretty good, and I enjoy using it personally. And you can do all the like different effects tuning as well for like FXAA and stuff like that to make sharpness different and better, rather than having to mess around with a config file yourself. So anyway, moving on to the next add-on. PTA is a very, very good one. I would heavily advise getting it. But let's look at the next one, which is my all-time favourite add-on, and I've made a video about this as well because this add-on is just insane. So it was made by a company called Old Prop Solutions previously. They have now changed their names and rebranded to 42. I can't remember why. I'm pretty sure it's because there was two owners. The owners decided they wanted different things. One owner bought out the other owner and then teamed up with Orbex to sell their platform now. So Orbex is basically working with these guys to sell Chaseplane. And Chaseplane is an amazing add-on. I use it all the time. And people always ask me, how do you get them views, James? Well, Chaseplane is the one. You can use an Xbox controller, which I do, and move around the cockpit and press loads of different stuff, roll the camera. It's so cool. You can literally just do it all from an Xbox controller. I'm pretty sure it's the only add-on which allows you to do that. It obviously works with Track IR as well, which is always good. And you also get loads of different static cameras if you want to. So if you're like, right, I want to set a camera at the end of runway 27 right at Heathrow, you can leave that as a static camera and that camera will always be there. So if you were flying in Innsbruck, you could click on the static camera at Heathrow and it'll put you back in Heathrow and you can watch all the planes coming into land. You also do have the in-sim view selector, which can be used by clicking down the mouse button or clicking a button on the controller to get to that point. But if you are using the controller, you probably won't need the mouse movement or in-sim view selector. One of the things that I really, really like about this as well is the motion effects. You know, you can customize the motion to give you kind of what you want as a realistic feel. Like as a captain on your flight deck, on your in your sim, you know, you might want it to get a little bit head shake, which is really cool because it kind of makes you feel like you're actually moving with the aircraft a little bit more. It's not just static. That's one of the most infuriating things when flying a flight sim is just having no movement to gauge like what way the aircraft is banking, where you are, or how the turbulence is affecting you. But you can also use like the spot cameras, and then you can actually move it to behind the engines. And if you're behind the engine, it just shakes the camera really vigorously. So it's pretty cool from that point. This is kind of what you're looking at in terms of the view. One of the favourite things about this, right, is that you can go to the presets. You can type in community. You can go on community and you just type in the plane that you're in. So you might be like Boeing 787-8, and then you can go on there, and it allows you basically to go and find all the stuff that you want. So if you were like, right, I want a captain view, an overhead view, I want to look at the throttles and all this other stuff. People have already done that, and you can literally just download the view straight into your Chaseplane, and then it automatically works in your sim like instantly. It's great. This is where you can do all the configuration stuff and enable like head tracking and speed boosts and loads of different stuff. Yeah, I really enjoy it, and it's really good add-on to use. And this is kind of like the motion effects and stuff like that you can use as well. Moving on to Orbex themselves. Obviously, as you all know, Orbex do create their own products. And if you are new to simulating, then these products are generally the best ones you can probably buy on the market if you are looking for scenery. I personally use the FTX England. On X-Plane, I've got True Earth Great Britain, or the whole package thing, whatever it is. And I'm pretty sure I use FTX most of Europe throughout P3D. And the scenery they provide is just amazing. Like the quality you get from these sort of things. Like, look at this screenshot. Like, the amount of effort they put into these things is ridiculous. That's Great Britain North for you. You know, the images and the quality is just insane. I wouldn't advise getting that for P3D though. I'd advise getting it for, if you're going to get True Earth, get it for X-Plane. It is superbly better than what it is on P3D. It's just an absolute performance eater, unfortunately, on Orbex, on P3D. But you can get loads of different airports as well, like Southampton. And these look really nice. Favourite other one probably is Orbex Innsbruck. It's an amazing airfield that you want to probably get and fly into. Really fun to use. That looks interesting as well. I might try that out at some point. You get like Bilbao and stuff like that. So there's loads of different European airports that you can fly into. You can get obviously like Cityscape Barcelona, which is basically just scenery full of the city of Barcelona, as it says. You can also get some freeware if you would like Global Lights Configurator and Global Airport Pack. You know, that's great freeware. You know, there's an airport pack that contains many stunning airports created by and out their experienced developers. You know, OpenLC Mesh South America. You know, it's freeware. You may as well just go and get it. It's amazing. You know, freeware airports as well. You know, just enjoy it. And not many people get to have scenery that's free like this. So just go and enjoy it while you can. It's the fact it's free is, you know, it should be a gimme. You get AI traffic as well, which is pretty interesting. Even a water aerodrome. But, you know, enough of that. Basically, Orbex is the go-to place if you want some awesome scenery. Now, onto the aircraft. If you want a really realistic bloody aircraft, then you want to go to Pmdg. Pmdg are basically the top boys, as you would call them, in P3D, and they're not on X-Plane just yet, but maybe in the future. Probably not. Probably just moving over to Microsoft Flight Simulator when that gets released later this year. But the Pmdg, Queen of the Skies, 747-400 V3 and the Dash 8 package is amazing, I tell you. It's insane. You've also got the 777 and you also have the Douglas DC-6 Cloudmaster. Never used that before. People that like flying prop aircraft, that might suit you, but me, the NGX is very good as well. I fly the 737 sometimes, but I've used all three of these packages and they're amazing. 747, 777 with the add-ons and the 737 NGXU as well. So I would happily recommend you get them if you want a really good experience on kind of what it can offer you. Moving on to Rex, which is a company basically called Real Environment Extreme. And Real Environment Extreme have a few add-ons. Mainly one that works really well with Active Sky, and that product is Skyforce 3D. Skyforce 3D basically adds loads of cool texture clouds and replaces all the clouds that are naturally in the game and replaces it with some really nice looking clouds. It's got built-in PTA integration as well, which, why wouldn't you want that? It's insane. You know, lightning and storm effects, compatible with all weather and texture add-ons. You know, it's just insane, and you can use this, I believe, as a weather system as well if you want to, but most people don't. They use Active Sky because it's by far the better one. You get 20 gigabytes of naturally photo-based sky environment textures. A lot of these, I believe, were taken and then they took pictures of real skies and stuff like that and then pumped it in as an add-on. So yeah, it's pretty cool. One thing I like about this is the weather ambient sounds. You can like change the sound of the lightning as you're flying through it. It's insane from that point of view. And the kind of operating system that it bases itself on, or the application as such, you can do loads of cool stuff really easily. And looking at the alto clouds, stratus, cumulus, cumulonimbus, or whatever you want to call them. Basically massive clouds. And you can do loads and loads of different stuff with it. And you know, this is sort of what the system looks like in use with some of the screenshots. We can do different cycles of the sun, and you know, look at all the different stuff and how it works. I really like it, and it's something I would advise everyone else to get as well if they're looking for some realism in kind of their environment. Obviously, realistic atmospherics, as I want to call them, and then you get some vaporous skies, smooth and more realistic natural sky and visibility, fog bending, experience more realistic horizontal and vertical day, dawn and dusk, fog generation and sky visibility. Yeah, it's a really good add-on to use, and you can sync up loads of stuff with it and weather engine if you want it, but I wouldn't worry too much about that. Moving on though to this next add-on. So this next add-on, and the final one I would like to show you guys, is by a company called TFDI Design. You guys may know of them if they've created the 717 that some people have bought and flown with on P3D. But I am basically going to showcase this app to you because it's the one I use in stream. It's called Passenger and Crew Experience, basically PackX. Some people really like it. I don't think it's been massively pushed. A lot of people have asked me, you know, what is that passenger experience thing you're using? I was like, it's PackX, and I've never heard of it before. So, well, you're hearing about it now. It's $29, so it works out about 20 quid. And basically, if anyone used to use FS Passengers back in the day of FSX, which was an amazing add-on, and I have no idea why he didn't bring it to P3D. He was meant to, but he just never did. He would have made an absolute killing, I'll tell you that, because FS Passengers was an amazing add-on. But basically, TFDI used that kind of vision and created their own one where, you know, you get passengers that react to like things within the simulator. They're bored, it takes time to get them on the aircraft. Obviously, you get your crew as well, and the crew speak to you. They've got over 600 different sounds, make every flight sound different. The flight attendant will make varied and realistic announcements, including your actual flight number, destination, and flight-specific information, which is nice, especially like weather and all that sort of different stuff. One of the things I also like is the direct integration, because you have like an announcement menu and you can choose what you want to announce, whether you want it to be delayed or whatever, or whether you're diverting or what there sort of might be like emergency or stuff like that, which is pretty cool. But my favourite bit about it is the voice interaction. It's the fact that you can go on the voice interaction and you can click voice interaction and basically it brings up this like microphone. You talk into it through your normal microphone, and then it repeats it as an announcement to the passengers on board, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So, you know, for me, I live stream, and people always request what they want me to say, so I see what they say in the chat, and I'm like, okay, I'll say that through PackX, and it's a really cool experience. But they've also already got, you know, integrations with like their own 717, the Quality Wing 787, the Pmdg 737 NGX, the 747 Queen in the Skies, and the Pmdg 777. And basically it means that it can understand what the aircraft's doing itself and then push that into its own kind of platform and then announce that and stuff. So, you know, this is the sort of menu you're going to be used to seeing with it, like that, and the main user interface. You've also got the main menu, which is there. When you want to use it, you've got career setup. I like doing the career setup, well, not career setup, I like doing career mode because I can log my flight hours and stuff, which is pretty interesting. And it keeps log of what you're doing. I guess it's a bit like a different version of like Project Fly to an extent, just in an application. And it basically uses that all and shifts it out to the internet. You can go and look at it in the cloud. I don't know what hardcore mode does, but I'm pretty sure it means you can only fly like small aircraft and you have to build your way up, which is a really, really fun thing to do if you want to do stuff like that. So, yes. You can go on to the next one as well, which is like start a flight. You can click on your like desired career profile and stuff, and you get rewards for like being an early adopter like myself. You can do all these things and get monthly targets. But you get your flight report, and it will tell you basically all the basic stuff there. And yeah, it's just one of them add-ons which I really, really enjoy using, and I would happily advise anyone to get it, or go and at least have a watch of it. It's just one of them things which I'd say just go for. It's a sick add-on, and I'd happily say just go and buy it, go play with it. And I would say that to all of these add-ons. I think they really, really are good, and what you need to do to have the experience that you probably want in Flight Simulator or P3D. Definitely. These are the add-ons you need to make your sim realistic. But anyway, if you guys have found it useful, then please leave a like in this video, share it with your friends, and if you are new around here, please hit the subscribe button. We're trying to hit a goal of 10,000 subscribers this year, and if we can achieve that by just having you on board as well, I really, really do appreciate that. And if you want to stay tuned with the content that I produce, like live streams and video content, then just hit the little bell notification in the top right corner, and that will allow you to come on board and be notified whenever I go live or post new content. So yeah, thanks for watching everyone. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.